Really? That's how it's going to go. Man, Phillies baseball is definitely back. The pain, the anger, the frustration, all in the excitement, all circled up into one giant, little ball here that they did today for opening day. My God. My God. We're going to have to use the soundboard early here, folks. Most likely because I firmly believe that game deserves a. Really? Really? Opening day, man. Opening day. And it can never. I've never seen one team make a fan base love them and despise them so much at the same time. It is ridiculous with this Phillies team. Holy shit. And you just had to go and ruin that performance by Zack Wheeler. 6 strong innings, no runs allowed, 5 strikeouts, only a couple of hits, no walks. Zack Wheeler was on something today. He was really good. And of course, here comes the people that complain that, oh, why did you take him out at the 6th inning? He was dealing blah, 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 blah. One, most pitchers on opening day are not going to go past 6 innings. It's a rare occurrence to see them go 7. We really don't see that in today's league, especially this early in the season. So I'm not shocked by Rob Thompson's decision to go to the bullpen in the 7th inning. That's not what lost you the game. What lost you the game was the execution. Matt Strahm was not good. Jose Alvarado was brutal. Could not find the strike zone. Connor Brogdon, even after him, was brutal. My God, the only bullpen arm that came in and actually did something productive was Jeff Hoffman. And he came in with inherited runners because of Matt Strahm, and he managed to get out of that jam. So good on Jeff Hoffman right there. But still, when your bullpen comes in, it just looks that pathetic and that brutal. And of course, quote unquote, best bullpen in baseball. Oh boy, we all knew that was going to come back to haunt them. we all knew. We all knew there was going to be some type of fucking jinx for, with the MLB, bullpen rankings and all that stuff. Phillies being the number 1 bullpen. Now, one bad game does not make a bad bullpen. It does not. It does not. It does not. I think over the course of the season, the bullpen will be fine. The bullpen will be just fine. But Jesus Christ, man. Like, 9 runs. 9 runs. You could not throw a strike. A single strike. Matt Strahm couldn't throw a strike. Jose Alvarado couldn't throw a strike. Connor Brogdon, holy fucking shit, could not throw a strike. That's when I left the game, basically. I was at the game today. That's basically when I left after, I believe it was Matt Olson that got the RBI, the clear the bases, basically. So yeah, that was basically when I left today's game. My God. My God. My God. This goddamn baseball team. Like I said, they give you so many reasons to love them and hate them at the same time. My God. And it's only game 1. It's only game 1 of the season. Besides the pitching staff, your veterans in the lineup, your bigger guys. They dropped a good old goose egg on the scoreboard there. It was basically just Alec Bohm, Brandon Marsh, Bryson Stott, and hell, even Johan Rojas cracking into the hit column. Because even though I believe, did Nick Castellanos do something in this game? He did get a single. He did get a single, but that was in garbage time. So really, basically the entire game, Nick Castellanos was pathetic. Kyle Schwarber wasn't good. Goes over 4 with a strikeout. Trey Turner goes over 4 with a strikeout. Bryce Harper gets a walk, but he goes over 3 with 3 strikeouts. Nick Castellanos, before his garbage time RBI single, he was over 3 at that point with 3 strikeouts on the board. So yeah. And for the rest of the batters, Phillies only had 5 hits tonight. 2 of those came from Alec Bohm. 1 for 4 for Bryson Stott. 1 for 4 for Nick Castellanos. 1 for 4 for Brandon Marsh with a 2-run home run to give the Phillies a 2-0 lead. And that's where the lead died. Oh, my God. My goodness. In terms of runners in scoring position, the Phillies really didn't have that many. 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position, and they left 5 runners on base. Let's just look at the pitching totals today. 6 innings for Zack Wheeler. Zack Wheeler was awesome today. Awesome. He definitely deserved a much better fate. 6 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts, 89 pitches. Fantastic stuff from Wheels. It's what you're going to expect. It's what you're going to expect from Zack Wheeler on a consistent basis. Like I said, deserved a much better result. Matt Strahm was only able to record 1 out, allowed 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 strikeout on 9 pitches. Jeff Hoffman comes in to solve the jam for Matt Strahm, and he gets out of that situation with 8 pitches, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Jose Alvarado was just goddamn brutal. Only recorded 2 outs, 3 hits, was charged for 5 earned runs. Even that's when Brogdon came into the game as well. 2 walks and 1 strikeout. Alvarado just could not find the strike zone. Could not find the strike zone whatsoever. 30 pitches, only 15 strikes. Connor Brogdon was just equally as bad. 1 hit allowed, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Can't be happening, man. Can't be happening. Bullpen can't come in like that. It just instantly allow the Braves bats to wake up. Now, granted, yes, your offense needs to score more. That is a given. You're not going to shut the Braves out. You're not going to win a low-scoring game against the Atlanta Braves team on a consistent basis. This Atlanta Braves offense is way too good to get shut out, and you were not going to shut them out opening day. That is a fact right there. But I need a better performance from my bullpen, especially after what Zack Wheeler was able to do. Even when Zack Wheeler allowed a couple of base runners on first inning, his defense made some nice plays. And then for a situation where his defense didn't make some nice plays, he managed to back them up. Bullpen just comes in. What else is there? I guess that's also describe the feeling of the bullpen today. That is also one of them. Because my fucking God. My fucking God. It sucks. It's just, we've been waiting so long for opening day, especially with the goddamn rain delay. So that even added an extra day to the wait list. And that's what we get. That's what we get. Our top hitters going over with so many strikeouts. So many strikeouts. Seriously, there was like so many electric moments in the beginning of this ball game. How do you not fucking win it? Well, obviously because your bullpen blows up. But that, what was it, the 5th inning? When Marsh hit that home run, 5th inning, I believe. Yeah, 5th inning. Stott gets on. The entire ballpark is hammering down Strider, just taunting him, calling him his name basically. Strider, Strider, Strider. Bryson stopped doing his goddamn thing on the base paths. I know, running back and forth. And then Brandon Marsh sends it into the seats. I'm shocked that ball went out. I'm shocked that ball went out. Obviously, the wind was crazy today. Thank God I was in a section of the ballpark where the wind was being blocked. That's definitely something there. But yeah, it's it was definitely crazy that Marsh was able to get that ball out, but still, that's basically the only offense you got the entire day from your daycare system, basically. From Bohm, Stott, Marsh, Rojas got on with, I believe, a walk or 2. No, he only had 3 plate appearances today. I believe Brandon Marsh was the last guy to bat today. You know, your top guys in the lineup just needed to be better. That's basically it. And also your bullpen. Also your bullpen, man. Can't come in and blow up like that. It's fucking ironic after all those bullpen rankings. Phillies #1 bullpen. Then, of course, you get the Twitter account. Baseball images that precede unfortunate events. And of course, it was the bullpen rankings for the Phillies bullpen blowing up. Just amazing stuff. You can't script this. You definitely can't script this. Oh my God. My God. I just needed a better performance on opening day. I really needed a better performance on opening day. I waited so long for this. Season tickets, all that stuff. Come to opening day. I expect the Phillies dub. I expect my top guys to show up. Maybe Bryce gets a bomb or Schwarber gets a bomb. No. Zack Wheeler showed up. Stott, Bohm, Marsh showed up. My bullpen didn't show up besides Hoffman. And my top guys didn't show up. What am I supposed to do there? What am I supposed to do there, man? Seriously, just fucking put Hoffman out there for 5 innings on opening day. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Hoffman was the best guy out there. And then you got the classic Nick Castellanos swinging at everything on the outside part of the plate on sliders. Jesus fucking Christ. Classic Castellanos. Didn't go away. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Just pain, boys. Just absolute fucking pain. That's all it is. Absolute goddamn pain. Why, man? Why, man? I see you guys slowly getting into the chat right here. It took a little bit for you guys to show up, but I appreciate you guys for showing up here to wallow in the misery that was opening day. But no reason to fucking panic. There really isn't. I just hope this isn't another slow start, because this team has been constantly talking about avoiding the slow start, avoiding the slow start, avoiding the slow start. We don't want to start off slow. We want to fight for the division. We want to win the division. We want to compete with the Braves for the division. I don't need another goddamn slow start. I don't need another goddamn slow start. I don't think I'll be able to handle another slow start. My God. Had to wait till freaking May for the team to catch on fire. Come on, why can't it just be the first day of the season and then you just go on for a ride from there? You never know what happens in the rest of this series, though. Nola could pitch a gem tomorrow. The offense can actually show up against Max Fried. Hopefully, that could be the case. And then Sunday will be Ranger Suarez going up against Chris Sale. So anything could happen at that point. You have to really, show up tomorrow. Your offense needs to be way better. It needs to be way better, way better, way better, way better, way better. Just can't have a performance like that on opening day. Just cannot. It makes me bring out the sad trombone. Do I need to bring out the sad trombone consistently this month? Do I need to bring out the sad trombone consistently this month? Because I will. I don't want to do it. I want to make it more sound like freaking Harry the K calling a goddamn home run. No, I want to be that. I want it to be that consistently. Nor Bryce is right. I don't need to be that. I don't need it to be that. I needed to be freaking what else? Freaking that. I needed to be not the the hype of the Flyers goal. Oh man. I wonder what the lineup will be tomorrow though, with lefty on the mound. I wonder if Whit Merrifield gets a crack at the lineup tomorrow. Does he play for Rojas? Does he play for Marsh? Does he play for Stott? I don't know. I hope Topper doesn't get into that crazy shit with the lineup tomorrow. But I wouldn't be shocked if Whit Merrifield gets into the lineup tomorrow, especially since there's 2 lefties in a row the next few days. So I wouldn't be shocked if we see him either one or both of the next 2 days. So just have to wait and see on that front. Nola's first start tomorrow. I expect big things from Knowles, especially with the contract extension for him. Big money on the books, expecting a lot of things from Nola. Wheeler did his end of the bargain. Sadly, the Phillies did not repay him. It's time for Nola to also step up tomorrow and get hopefully what the offense needs to work too. The top guys can't go combined. What was it like? I need to count this off here because I forgot off the top of my head. Schwarber 0 for 4, Turner 0 for 4, Harper 0 for 3. So that's what 1 0 for 11 there. Then JT, that's 0 for 14. And then Nick Castellanos, 1 for 18. A combined 1 for 18. Cannot have that go combined a 1 for 18 with 5 strikeouts there, 7 strikeouts, 8 strikeouts. Cannot do that. That cannot happen. I need Bryce to show up tomorrow. I need even though Trey Turner did have a nice crack at the bat, sadly, it was just one of those situations. Hard hit right to the outfielder, but still, regardless, wasn't able to do much. Schwarber, need to do more. Castellanos, please don't fucking swing at an outside slider. Seriously, why doesn't every pitcher in the league just throw him that every time? Every pitch. Every single pitch, just throw him an outside slider. Because he will always chase it. Keep throwing him that outside slider until he proves to himself that he cannot chase that. Because that is the consistency with Nick Castellanos. Swinging at the goddamn outside slider. 50 feet off the plate. Jesus. My God. JT. I would like to see more from JT. New batting stance, updated batting stance. You went into the hitting lab. I need to see more. Team has expectations this year. Not accepting a slow start. Just not doing it. I'll be very happy if you win tomorrow. You'll get happy, Amadeo. You won't get frustrated, Amadeo. Tomorrow, if you lose, Amadeo will probably scream. Even though for tomorrow, I'm trying to think of everything that's for tomorrow. because Phillies time of the game is that tomorrow? Was it another 3 o'clock game, 4 o'clock? Okay, 4 o'clock game. And that's on Fox Sports 1, which I'm assuming it's also on NBC Sports Philly, so I wouldn't be shocked at that case. That game's at 4. Flyers are at 7, and I'm going to the Flyers game, so I'm not entirely sure how everything will work out there in terms of recap-wise. So either it'll be a Phillies recap after I come home from the Flyers game, regardless of what happens there, or we save tomorrow's Phillies recap and combine it with Sunday's recap. That's just the way things might go. I'll decide how I feel based on what happens tomorrow, because say if the Phillies win and they lose on Sunday, I would prefer to do a recap on a day that they win and all that stuff. So I'd rather be happy in a moment where I deserve to be happy. You know what I mean? So we'll definitely play it by ear on what happens with those cases. But it just, my God, really had to have this stinker on opening day, man. Really needed this stinker. Jesus fucking Christ. It's funny, too, because if the Phillies offense wakes up tomorrow and explodes off of Max Fried, everyone will just jump right on the bandwagon again. We're so back. that seriously, it's 2 outcomes with Phillies fan bases. I want to jump off the Ben Franklin Bridge, or we're back. That's basically it. That is basically it. My God. Let's see what else. Braves put Sean Murphy on the injured list with an oblique strain he suffered, so he's going to be out for a little bit of time there. He did leave the game early, so I was wondering what happened there, just because I couldn't tell from where I was sitting what happened. I just couldn't tell if something flew in his face, and they took him out. I'm like, if something flew in his face, why are you taking him out of the game? So something must have fell off during one of his swings during that at-bat, so I guess that resulted in whatever happened there with the oblique strain. But, yeah, that sucks. That sucks. It 100% does. Yes, Sean, I did see the Hassan Reddick trade. I did see that. I'm not happy about it. I am not happy about it at all. Not happy about the return. I'm just not happy about the everything about it. I rather would have let Hassan play out the rest of his contract. That's just personally what I see here, man. God damn. God damn. Jesus Christ. Just had to have that goddamn blow up. Jesus. My goodness. I think I saw something from Rob Thompson that said it was uncharacteristic from the bullpen. My goodness. I'm not going to over-criticize. I do think Topper, his leash today was a little too long for certain guys. When Strom was struggling, he should have brought in Hoffman earlier. When Alvarado was struggling, I understand having faith in your guys to get out of the situations that they're in, but when you can clearly tell that they're not locating in the strike zone, when they're not hitting their spots, when they're just struggling to throw strikes overall, you got to get those guys out of there. I understand the 3-batter minimum and all that stuff. You got to get those guys out of there. I understand faith, and that's what Rob Thompson does with a lot of his guys. Sometimes you do need to have a shorter leash. And yes, Connor Brogdon definitely wasn't the best decision in the world. So, maybe this is the game where, okay, everything bad just happens at once and all the good things happen directly after. Maybe that could be the case. But after tonight, definitely not a good feeling. But that's what happens when you go over the course of a 162-game season. 161 more games to go. We'll see. We do have a voicemail here on the Anytime Hotline, so I'll get to that, and I'll also get to you guys here in the live chat before we end off this stream. So, yeah, let's get to it. Let me turn this on, and let's get to Sean.
Yep, Phillies baseball is back, baby. Picking up right where we left off. Look, I'm not going to overanalyze this one. I mean, first of all, Zack Wheeler deserved a better fate. Couldn't ask him to do any more. Our bullpen was pure manure. But I'm also going to say this. Look, the Phillies hitters, to me, are just as guilty of a loss in this one as our relievers are. I mean, what did we do when we had a 2-0 lead against their bullpen? It's not like they're throwing Trevor Hoffman, Mariano Rivera, and Billy Wagner out there. You couldn't lay a bat on Joe Jimenez and Pierce Johnson. and you knew the minute Matt Strom came in and gave up a hit on his first pitch that it was going downhill after that. Didn't this team also promise that strikeouts were going to be cut down? What did they special K today? About 13 times? So now you're in a position where you got to win the last 2 games. That's what I think we all optimistically were looking for. Got to go out there tomorrow and get a W to erase this one.
Exactly. It was 15 strikeouts. It was 15 strikeouts, sadly. It was 15 strikeouts. Oh, man. Oh, man. What a shitty game. What a shitty game. It's even the same thing for the Strom appearance, the first hit that he allowed to Harris. It's the same thing for Alvarado. First pitch, Olsen, what was it, double down the line? So, yeah, both. It's amazing. You bring in the lefty to face the lefty, and the first pitch they throw to the lefty gets a hit. So much for the lefty-lefty matchup. So much for that. My God. That was really... I know Alvarado is a wild horse sometimes when it comes to his strike zone and his command. I felt like that was uncharacteristic for Alvarado. He doesn't break down that badly. So I expect him to bounce back. I do expect him to bounce back. Sometimes you'll get this from Strom, but I do feel like he's more consistent than not. I'll throw this as a stinker right now from the bullpen. I expect him over the course of the 162 to be fine. Do I expect him to be the best bullpen in baseball? Probably not. I would expect him to be more closer in the top 10 range. That's where I expect their bullpen to be. I don't expect them to be the best in baseball. I know it's like their bullpen's like very favored heavily analytically in terms of like WAR, FIP, and all that stuff. We'll see how it the course goes over the course of the 162. But right now, it's of course views are now going to be skewed just because of that one bullpen outing. But well, we'll see. We'll see. Let's get to you guys here in the live chat before we end this off. Kev, how you doing? And here we go again. All of our hopes, all our hopes. Strom in for a wild ride, or strap in for a wild ride. This is what I've waited for since Game 7. Yep, gonna be a wild roller coaster ride. I'm telling you that right there. I'm gonna tell you that right there. Gonna be a crazy, crazy, crazy year. Oh yeah, that definitely was an impressive shot by Marsh. 100%. Brian, how you doing? I think the bullpen will be fine. The bullpen will be fine. Don't worry about it. I would prefer not to be the wild card. I would prefer to win the division, but everything right now is lining up for the Phillies in terms of, the Vegas odds and all that stuff for like around 90.5 wins. I think they get a little bit more than 90 wins, right? Maybe like around 92, 93. Does that win in the division? Do they beat the Braves a little bit more in the regular season to wind down the NL East lead? We'll see, but I expect division, but I wouldn't be shocked if they get the wild card spot either. All the things considered, just happy the long season is underway. Yeah, let's have the mindset of Nola petition for Alvarado there. Let's have the mindset of that guy. Hey Corey, how you doing? Haven't heard from you in a little bit. I could have pitched better with. Oh my God, Amadeo could have pitched better with his feet, better than Strom, Alvarado, and Brockton. Oh God. Oh, God. Castellanos looked like Javi Baez swinging at sliders outside of the zone. Yeah, Wheeler did look good. Wheeler did look really good. He deserved way better. Not what I needed after the awful Flyers game last night. Yeah, definitely not what I needed either. Definitely not. I was too frustrated after last night's Flyers game. I did not feel like recapping that shit. The team didn't decide to show. Why should I to recap that shit? But, yeah, definitely 2 frustrating games in a row from the Fly guys and the Phillies. Back to back, didn't need that. We'll see. Can the Fly guys and the Phillies rebound tomorrow with a win for both? Let's see. Nice to see you too, Brian. Nice to see you too. The schedule is really easy. Yeah, the schedule does die down for the month of April after the Braves, but you still got to beat those teams. Just because it's an easy schedule, you still got to win your games. Easy schedule or not, win your games. That's all it is. Fans are storming the ticket offices seeking refunds. Love it. One thing must happen tomorrow. 2-hit Wit must start. I think we missed our window on the slow start. Yep, the Eagles traded Hassan Reddick. Oh God. The game that scares me is Sunday. I see Sale giving them fits. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Whit Merrifield gets into the lineup. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets into the lineup tomorrow. Usually the first couple of games of the season, you see the lineup like fluctuate a little bit in terms of, putting some guys in there. So I wouldn't be shocked if Whit Merrifield gets a crack at it tomorrow. Now, who does he go in for? That is the question. Does he go in center field? Does he go in left field for Marsh? Does he go at second base for Stott? What happens there? What happens there? Personally, I wouldn't take Marsh or Stott out of the lineup since those two were basically one of the only productive bats in the lineup tonight, and those guys can hit lefties. So, do you put him in there for Rojas? Do you put Merrifield in center? It should. I would do that. I would do that. We'll see. We'll see what Topper decides, though. We'll see what Topper decides. You go in the WrestleMania next week. I am not going to WrestleMania, sadly. Tickets are too expensive for my liking. Too expensive for my liking. Too expensive. If I decide to watch it, I'll go to illegal stream. I don't pay for WWE. I don't pay for that. Sadly, I'm not going to WrestleMania. Actually, what is it? I think for the Flyers season ticket holders, I think like on our season ticket rewards app, it wasn't to WrestleMania in general. It was to like the Hall of Fame WWE, because I'm assuming they're doing like Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah, I think it's like Friday Night SmackDown they're doing before WrestleMania, and that's at the Wells Fargo Center. And I think they gave us tickets for that or something like that. Or they didn't give us. It's like you can spend your season ticket points to sit in a suite for WrestleMania, or not WrestleMania, for SmackDown or something like that. I think that's what I saw. Did I pounce on them? Probably not. Probably not. Just don't feel like it. That's basically it there. But yeah, definitely sucks today. Basically, if you guys watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, basically the one gift that you see on Twitter will be for this to describe this Phillies game is fuck you and I'll see you tomorrow. That's basically what it is for this Phillies game in general. For this game in particular, most likely. Fuck you, I'll see you tomorrow. And if we're looking at some of the other scores throughout the league, Brewers, they beat the Mets, and there was a little bit of a bench clearing between, Jeff McNeil and Rhys Hoskins. Rhys slid in the second base a little hard on Jeff McNeil. McNeil didn't take a liking to it, and there was a little bit of a back and forth there. A little bit of entertaining stuff. What did the Mets do in terms? The Mets got one hit today. The Mets got one hit. One hit entirely. And I'm assuming it was a home run by Marte. That was it. That was it. So I guess you could say the Mets got it worse, even though their bullpen didn't blow up. So I guess. But if we look at the Phillies for tomorrow's game, 4 o'clock, it'll be Aaron Nola up against Max Fried. Need the offense to show up. 100% need that to happen. And then Sunday's game will be Ranger Suarez going up against Chris Sale. And then you go into that Cincinnati series. That Cincinnati series is going to be weird because it's supposed to rain Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And the last time I checked, the forecast said 75% chance of rain for all 3 days. So we might see some more delays this week. So we'll just wait and see there. So it's this Brave series, the final 2 games. Then it's the 3-game series against the Reds. Christopher Sanchez, Spencer Turnbull, and Zack Wheeler will be on the mound for those series. And then you go to Washington for your first road trip, then to St. Louis as well. And then I'm not going to look at on the rest of the schedule. You got a 4-game series against the Pirates, blah, 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 blah. The rest you go down the schedule. Yes, in terms of competition, yes, this schedule for the month of April is easier, which should coincide with a not slow start for this Phillies squad. But doesn't matter if you have an easy schedule, doesn't matter if you have a difficult schedule. Got to win your games. Got to win your games, got to win your series. That's all you got to do at this point. So, stinker tonight. Definitely disappointing there. Definitely infuriating. Bounce back tomorrow. That's all you can do now. Bounce back tomorrow. So, thanks, guys, for tuning in to tonight. We'll decide on what we do in recaps in terms of tomorrow, whether it's another... like I said, it'll probably depend on the result of tomorrow's Phillies game, we'll definitely, just stay tuned for that. You'll see it in your subscription feed, whether it's a live stream for a Phillies recap or the Flyers recap. We'll definitely stay tuned, stay put for that. And yeah, definitely can't wait for the long haul of this season. Sadly, it comes after a 9-3 loss on opening day, but the grind of the 162 is upon us, and I can't wait to share with all you guys here. So definitely don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service for the consistent action over the course of this Phillies season. Use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Get yourself down to CBP to see this Phillies squad in action. Hopefully it's not for a 9-3 loss, but still get yourself down there. It's definitely an enjoyable time. But for now, thanks guys for tuning in. I'll see you.